Do you remember that feeling you used to get when someone asked for your help? Oh, what a great feeling, right? I'd be walking down the street and a car would pull up and the driver would lean across and say, "Excuse me, do you know how to get to this place?" And it's such a good feeling. Or, "Oh, excuse me, can you tell me what time it is?" No one knew where to get anywhere or what the time was. It was amazing. If you're as old as me, nobody knew anything. It's absolutely incredible. Of course, no one needs that kind of help these days. Everyone has their phone, and they all have, they all have directions. And they're all self-sufficient. When people needed help, it was such a good feeling. I loved it. It was like your good deed for the day. You felt useful. You really helped someone in need. Of course, we don't get that anymore unless you're a manager. If you're a manager, you might still get a feeling when someone in your team asks for help or your advice. The problem is, in this case, if you help them or solve their problem, you're probably not actually helping them. Because the more you give them answers, the more answers they need, and you create kind of a bottleneck. And then you're going to be surrounded by people with learned helplessness who can't do anything without talking to you first. And that's not really what you want, certainly not what the business wants. So I want to suggest a different approach this week. So, when a team member comes to you for help, let them go first. And what I mean by that is let them think about the problem first. So certainly ask them to tell you what's going on, what their problem is. And then where you would usually give advice, I would say hold back and just say this. Say, "I have a couple of thoughts for you, but what have you thought about so far? And what do you think you should do?" When they tell you what they think they should do this. Ask, what else could you do? Because we know for a fact, the more you make them think about solutions, the better the answer is going to be. And if you force them to do the thinking of, what else could you do? You're going to see the wheels turning. And when they give their second suggestion of what they could do, you should probably say something like, "Hey, they both sound like good suggestions. Which one are you going to do?" And they'll tell you. And then you can say something smart like, "Well, I'm glad we had this time together. Thanks very much." If you make them think, they will not need your advice, and they're going to come to you less and less. And that doesn't make you less valuable. It makes you a much, much better manager, because people will get promoted and you'll create people who have initiative, who can think for themselves. You will have an extremely smart bunch of people working for you. So good luck.